What's up, friends? Lily the Legend here, and today I'm going to tell you about the time that I told my mom I was not religious anymore. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of backstory to this leading up to this point because I had a very religious upbringing and shit gets weird. Let's just bring it on back to birth. I was baptized very early. My parents were very much involved in church and really very religious people overall. My parents wanted me to grow up a religious person, so they did pretty much everything within their power to make that happen, including sending me to a religious school for as long as I was able to stay there. In my preschool, it was a religious preschool. Elementary school, religious as fuck. So religious, in fact, that we would literally every single day have to remember, it's called memory work. We'd have to remember Bible verses and then recite them back to the teacher the next day, like every single morning. That is what we did. So I'm just being hammered with all of these Bible stories, and every day there's a Bible lesson within our class structure, which is fine and good and whatever. I mean, religion's cool if you want it to be, and there are a lot of really good lessons and fables if we want to put it that way, which we do. Personally, I believe Jesus was a real dude. I believe that all that shit happened with everything that has to do with religion. I believe in all of it. I really genuinely do, but I believe that it's supposed to be framed in a completely different context than it actually is, and that's not necessarily what this video is going to be, but in the future I will absolutely frame it for you. In this religious school, they were crazy. I mean, they were crazy people. Legitimately, now looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, that was definitely a cult. They were evangelical Lutherans, and evangelical Lutherans are probably the most crazy type of religious people. And I really believed that every single person around me, if they didn't believe in God, they were going to hell. And hell was this horrible place to go. And then there's heaven, of course, which is the objective. These people were so crazy and so caught up in whatever delusion world that they had created for themselves that they literally made us cross out millions of years in our science book and rewrite in thousands of years. So instead of 2 million years ago, these whatever the fuck were found, no, 2,000 years ago. That's the level of crazy I grew up with, so you get it. Fuck facts! We don't need those! Fuck them. And of course, I was always the kid with a few questions because not everything always added up to me. We learned about Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit, and I'm like, what the fuck? How can they be different people? How is the Holy Spirit not an actual thing, but it's a presence? What are we doing? One day, little 10-year-old Lily raises her hand and asks, well, if Jesus is a man, and I think the Holy Spirit's a woman, then is God a unisex? My teacher did not like that. Not at all. Growing up, I did feel a connection to something greater than me. I did pray, I did all of that. And then I went to college, and my senior year of high school, I ended up doing college classes. And within this time frame, I took probably 2 or 3 philosophy classes. And within those classes, I took an Eastern philosophy class. And in this Eastern philosophy class, I was learning about all these different religions and how they formed and operated, and Buddha and Hinduism and all of that. I had known a thing or two about my religion up to that point because I had went to a religious school until 5th grade, and my parents made us go to Sunday school and church every single goddamn Sunday, which I absolutely pretended to be sleeping 9 times out of 10, so hopefully my parents would be like, nah, we don't want to go either, but... And okay, let's be real, it got to a point with my parents, especially my dad, where we were just going to church to be there, not to actually learn and listen. The man would literally fall asleep in the pew, and he snores. It's not just the little... It's the sleep apnea, need to fucking get a breathing machine, sounds like you're dying every single 4 seconds, the... That's what we were dealing with. That was my father. There was one time he started snoring during church, and I decided to just get up and move spots and let him keep sleeping and snoring by himself. He didn't love that. So I'm sitting in Eastern philosophy, I'm learning all of these things, I'm connecting all of the dots, like, wait, they believe that, and I believe this, but that's the same thing. If that's the same thing, what the fuck? Like, they're two different interpretations of the same thing? What is happening right now? Everything I'd been taught was just... My mind was expanding and expanded, and I was like, holy shit, I know nothing. I thought I knew. I was very convinced that I knew. I was super convinced that that is the exact way that the world worked, and now I'm understanding that all of these different people all had the same idea, but in different ways, and we all approach it differently. Whoa, what the fuck? I go to visit my mom, and I have all of these new ideas and all of these new frameworks in my mind, and I'm just like, holy shit. You know, I'm not a Lutheran person anymore. I am not a religious person, because now that I understand and know more and know that everybody else is saying the goddamn thing but in a different way. I mean, obviously there's bits and pieces that are missing and whatever. You get it. You fucking know what I'm saying. I was excited. I was like, wow, okay, I now understand things. My mind is elevated. I'm able to look at all of this objectively, and my mind has changed. I don't believe in God anymore. I don't believe in Jesus. I mean, I do, but not in the way that I'm supposed to. And I go to tell my mom, and I will never forget. And to this day, this is my favorite thing my mom has ever said to me. I said, you know, Mom, I've been doing a lot of learning in my Eastern philosophy class, and I'm really just picking up on a lot of different things. And honestly, like, I don't really believe in Jesus and God and religion anymore. She looks at me and she goes, you think you're too good for Jesus? How do you respond to that? I was just like, no, I don't think I'm too good for Jesus. Like, I just learned some shit. So she freaks out. She gets really angry. She decides that I need to go talk to my pastor. So there I am, talking to my pastor. He was really cool. I really loved my pastor at that point. Coolest man I probably ever met. His sermons were dope. Like, religion aside, I enjoyed listening to his sermons just because the way he spoke and the way he made you feel, all of that. And again, religion aside, it was like super chill and dope, and he was an amazing man. And I'm sitting there talking with my pastor, and I'm explaining to him Eastern philosophies, all of the things I've learned, this, that, and the other. And at the end of it, I say, and you know, I don't really think I believe in God anymore, and that's why my mom wanted me to come talk to you. And he said, that's okay. You don't have to. You can believe in whatever you want. And if at any point you would like to learn more or understand more about the way we view it, let me know. That was it. That was it. That was words from my pastor, right? So here I had my mom freaking the fuck out because I wasn't religious anymore. And then my pastor's like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Live your life, bitch. I mean, he didn't say bitch, but you get it. And that was a really eye-opening experience for me. I was just like, okay, the way that my family thinks and feels might be different from the way that I think and feel. And is that okay? I mean, I literally just got validation from probably the most important religious figure in my life that was okay. My mom didn't love it. She did not love that that was the response, but that's how I felt. And I wasn't about to pretend to be something and someone I wasn't, because that's inauthentic, right? And that's where a lot of just inner turmoil comes. To this day, my mom will still try to guilt trip my sister and I and saying, I'm just really sad you're not going to be in heaven with me. But the way I understand heaven and hell and all of that is we're literally living in it right now, and you can choose what you want to do. You can choose your own ride. You literally get to choose how life goes and how all of this responds to you. And if you want it to be hell and you want to live in hell and feel pain and feel all of that crazy shit, great, go for it. But on the whole other side, heaven is right here. It's open, it's waiting for you. And the more we elevate our minds, the more we understand that we are all one and we're all connected, that's what heaven is, guys. We're literally right there. It is within reach and within touch, and it's a meditation session away, it's feeling yourself away, it's living in your own authenticity and your own vibe type of way. Like, there are so many ways to get little pieces and touches of heaven. So what happens when we die? I mean, I have my own philosophies, you probably have yours, but my philosophies are not based in religion anymore, and it feels really, really good. And it feels good to be able to live an authentic life that isn't stemmed from the belief systems that I grew up with, because the belief systems that I grew up with are not the same ones that I have now, and they are not the ones that resonate with me. Whatever your belief system is your belief system. And I'm not here trying to say, hey, believe the things I believe. I think that everybody should go out, learn as much as they possibly can about everything, and decide for themselves what makes sense for them in their lives. And anybody that says different can honestly suck my non-existent dick, because nobody is here to control the lives of others. And if you are, that's very fear-based thinking, and that needs to get the fuck out of my way. So, believe what you want is essentially the point of this. And if you are experiencing parents or people that are important in your life that want you to believe something, but you just at your core don't, understand that that's okay, and that there's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with living your life differently than how the people did before. Because honestly, at the end of the day, you have to look at people and say, are they happy? Is their life a fulfilled life? Are the way that they are living in alignment with how I would want to live? And if the answer is no, then why the fuck would you carry out their belief system, right? And this isn't to knock my parents. I love my parents. I think that they did the best job that they possibly could raising this motherfucker, right? Like, that would be a lot, raising me, holy shit. But at the end of the day, you don't have to subscribe to the same beliefs as the people that you grew up with. You just don't. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I super appreciate it. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Lilly the Legend, Lilly the Legend. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you, love you, bye.